At the bottom of the North Atlantic, a forgotten World War II convoy ship begins to reveal itself.
This cargo vessel was sunk in 1942 during a German U-boat attack.
The ship's name and Allied markings are still visible after decades underwater. Torpedoes ripped open the hull, sending the ship down within minutes. The ship was carrying military vehicles desperately needed at the front.
Everything remains exactly where it was left when the ship sank.
Even decades later, the wreck is home to deep-sea predators.
The danger passes, but the silence remains heavy.
Crates of ammunition still lie untouched on the seabed. Some of the crew never made it out.
The remains confirm this was a fatal voyage for many on board.
Personal items still cling to the sailors who went down with the ship.
Beyond the cargo hold, the interior corridors remain sealed in time.
Navigating inside a wreck like this is dangerous, even decades later.
Not all threats here are from the past.
The wreck has become part of the deep-sea food chain.
This was once a place where the crew gathered for meals.
Every object tells a story of daily life aboard the ship. Deeper inside lies the heart of the vessel. The engines stopped here for the final time in 1942. The engine room absorbed the full force of the sinking.
These engines were running at full power when the torpedo struck.
The final readings are still locked in time.
Structural collapse makes this area extremely unstable.
Something large still patrols these confined spaces.
The wreck has become its territory.
Some crew members never left their posts. Emergency repairs were impossible once the damage spread.
An escape route leads back toward the upper decks.
Moving upward, the story of the sinking continues. The upper decks suffered heavy structural damage as the ship went down.
Personal storage areas were abandoned instantly during the attack.
Every small item confirms how sudden the sinking was. Many routes through the ship are now sealed forever.
Large predators still move freely through the wreck.
The ship now belongs to the deep sea.
Access to the bridge lies above.
Every movement risks disturbing fragile metal.
The bridge offers the last view the crew ever saw.
Command ended here as the ship slipped beneath the waves.
The bridge remains frozen in its final moments.
The helm was abandoned as chaos spread on board.
Navigation tolls were rendered useless within seconds. The open sea now flows freely through the command center. The captain stayed at his post until the end.
These binoculars last scanned the horizon for help.
It is time to exit the bridge.
The deck reveals the ship's defensive last stand.
The ship's deck guns never had a chance to return fire. Identification markings confirm the ship's origin. Ammunition was left unused as the attack unfolded.
The force of the blast tore through the upper decks.
Large deep-sea predators patrol the wreck's perimeter.
The encounter is brief, but tense.
The lifeboats were never launched. Escape options were destroyed almost instantly.
The stern holds the final chapter of the sinking.
The ship's identity remains etched into the steel.
The stern preserves the ship's final identity.
Even the flag has faded with time. The propulsion system was torn apart on impact. The propeller stopped turning forever here.
Predators move freely through the wreck's remains.
Some crew reached the deck, but never escaped.
Rescue equipment was never used.
The stern marks the final moments of the sinking. The wreck remains untouched, silent, and forgotten.
Even outside the wreck, its presence dominates the seabed.
The scale of the destruction becomes clear from a distance.
The ocean floor has become this ship's final harbor.
Large predators patrol beneath the wreck.
Encounters like this are always unpredictable.
Debris from the sinking is scattered across the seabed. Cargo spilled across the ocean floor during the descent. Even the ship's tallest structures collapsed under pressure.
The wreck fades quickly into darkness.
The convoy ship returns to silence once more.
Leaving the wreck requires slow, careful ascent.
The diver pauses to stabilize before continuing upward.
Even during ascent, the deep sea remains unpredictable.
The encounter ends as quickly as it begins.
Life thrives, even in the deepest darkness.
Something larger moves just out of sight.
Time and depth are carefully monitored. The surface light slowly returns.
Temperature layers mark the transition out of the deep. The wreck disappears once again into the depths.
The diver approaches the final stretch to the surface. The darkness of the deep gives way to light.
Even near the end, the deep sea remains full of surprises.
Life at every depth creates a magical, eerie scene. The deep sea ecosystem is teeming, even near the surface. The surface comes into view after a long, silent journey. Shallower waters bring more life and color back. Every movement carries the diver closer to air and safety.
After decades of silence, the wreck remains undisturbed below.
The story of the sunken convoy is complete, but its secrets lie deep beneath the waves.